Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into a really unique vision for humanity, all laid out in a 1979 speech by Sun Myung Moon. It's basically a theological blueprint for completely remaking the world, and we're going to break down its core ideas straight from the source. All right, so here's how we're going to tackle this. We've got 5 parts. We'll start with the huge problem this whole vision is trying to solve. Then we'll look at the solution it proposes, and after that, we'll dive into the plan for a new global culture that's supposed to come out of it all. So first up, the satanic lineage. You really have to get this concept because the entire vision, everything else we're going to talk about, is built around fixing this one central problem. The speech says it's the root of everything wrong with the world. So what exactly is this satanic lineage? Well, the speech defines it as a kind of spiritual inheritance. It's this idea that everyone is born into a corrupted bloodline that goes all the way back to Adam and Eve. And this isn't just a metaphor. It's presented as the literal state of humanity, with Satan as the actual master of our lineage. The source gets super specific about how this fall actually happened. It wasn't just about, eating an apple. It's described as an illicit love relationship that Satan started with Eve. This corrupted love then got passed from Eve to Adam, and boom, that one act, according to the speech, is what installed Satan as humanity's master. And this is a really key point. The speech frames this as a problem that has literally never been solved. The claim is that no religion, no philosophy, no one in all of human history has been able to fix this broken lineage. And that, of course, sets the stage for a totally unique solution. Okay, so if that's the massive, unsolved problem, what's the solution? Well, the speech lays out a very specific ritual. It's a ceremony designed to hit the undo button on the fall and restore humanity's original connection to God. And right at the heart of this solution is the concept of true parents. In the speech, Sun Myung Moon and his wife are positioned as the only figures on Earth who can actually carry out this restoration. They're meant to be like a new root, a new starting point for humanity. And this is the core ritual, the holy wine ceremony. It's fascinating because it's designed to be a step-by-step mirror image reversal of how the fall happened. The true parents start the process, which restores the Eve position first. She then restores the Adam position, and together they achieve a spiritual new birth. What's so wild here is how literal this is all presented. It's not just symbolic. The speech describes it as getting a new birth certificate in the heavenly register. It's almost like a bureaucratic process. You're officially changing your spiritual citizenship from Satan's world to God's. But okay, restoring your own lineage, that's just step 1. According to the speech, that's just the beginning. The next, much bigger step is to build an entirely new global culture on top of that restored foundation. So the speech draws this really sharp line in the sand. On one side, you have all the cultures that exist now, whether they're based on old-school religion, materialism, even science. The claim is they're all destined to just fade away, and they'll be replaced by a single, new, heavenly culture that's based on just one thing: love. So how do you actually build this new global culture? The speech points to a key strategy: interracial marriage. It's presented as a very deliberate tactic to create what it calls a more dramatic culture for heaven by actively breaking down those old racial and national lines. The source also lays out its own specific view of history, assigning different roles to different racial groups. In this framework, the white race built the foundation of civilization, the yellow race decorated it, and the black race is described as the one who will finally get to enter and enjoy the completed house. And all of this is building towards one thing: the creation of what the speech calls the love race. The end game is a brand new human identity, one that goes beyond all the old racial categories, where your skin color simply becomes your love color. Okay, so you have this new culture and this new love race. How does it spread? How does this thing go global? Well, the speech uses this really powerful metaphor to explain the mission. And that metaphor is the family wagon. The idea is that each family isn't just a home, it's a mobile unit. It's a vehicle with a mission to constantly travel the globe, spreading this new culture and building the kingdom of heaven wherever it goes. And we're talking about constant movement here. The vision isn't for families to settle down. It's for them to just keep circling the earth again and again until their combined presence has covered every single corner of the globe. I mean, look at this image. Families aren't just supposed to be passive travelers. They're the engine. Each family is seen as a locomotive, actively pulling this love train behind them to literally transform the world. All right, so for our last section, let's bring it back to the individual. We've seen the huge world-changing vision. But what does the source say is required from each person on this path? There are big promises, for sure, but there are also very specific conditions. Now, this is a really unique part of the teaching. For the first 3 years of marriage, the traditional roles are supposed to be completely flipped upside down. The wife takes on the role of a spiritual mother to her husband, and the husband has to act like a son, serving and obeying her. It's all designed to complete his spiritual rebirth. But when you boil it all down, this speech makes it crystal clear that everything, all the divine help, all the success of the mission, it all hinges on one single thing from the follower. And that one condition is what it calls superior obedience. And the payoff for all this? Well, the stakes are presented as being astronomically high. The ultimate promise is to literally change the map of the world, to basically repaint it, creating a totally new, pure, and unstained human society. And that kind of leaves us with a final big question to think about. This 1979 speech gives us this incredibly detailed plan for a total global overhaul. And it makes you wonder, what does it really mean to try and build a whole new world, from the ground up, based on one single unified idea?